my channel. Welcome back to another weekly makeup basket. This is my second one and I had such a good time last week. I will say my little caddy's gotten filled with other things because I had to do a quick desk clear and everything just kind of got lumped in there, so I don't precisely know every individual thing that I picked last week. But I do have my eyeshadow palettes that I will quickly talk about because I enjoyed them a lot. So these are the three eyeshadow palettes that I picked for last week. I picked the Gemini, Gemini 2 and the 27 palette. So we have the 27 palette from Milk Cosmetics. I'm actually wearing this today. I really love the warm, I love the, like, it's kind of warm, kind of cool, but it's more neutrals rather than cool. But I just love that it's full of really smooth mattes. It's a really good base palette for me. Usually as a go-to sort of base palette, I use the Tartelette in Bloom, but once the Tartelette in Bloom is used up, like, this might become a go-to. I might start panning on this guy. As far as the two Gemini palettes go, really enjoyed using Gemini, as in the shade Gemini. Every time I did my eyes, I used this as the lid shade because I apparently didn't think about lid shades when I was picking these palettes. I just thought of, oh, I really want to use these palettes rather than what the palettes are comprised of. And they don't really have a lot of like shimmery lid shades in them. So I was mostly just using the Gemini in the Gemini palette. I think I used Polka Dot a little bit, and I used the Bonnie shade for liner. The Gemini 2 palette I enjoyed using quite a lot. I actually ended up using the Mateo shade as liner and these mattes. Oh, I love these mattes. They're so beautiful. I am going to keep an eye on this palette. I will keep it out just to keep an eye on it because I don't know whether it was like a trick of the light or if there is actually mold growing in it. I will just keep an eye on it, so I'll keep it handy. I'm going to clean it down, give it some alcohol spray and see what is going on with it. So we'll be keeping Gemini 2 out, but I really enjoyed using those palettes, and of course using my 4 MAC shadows I'm working on using up. Really enjoyed those. Whilst we're talking about eyeshadows, I'll share with you the palettes I've picked out for this week. I actually picked out 4 palettes this week. Of course, I will be using my MAC Quad. But I pulled out the Queen of Hearts palette from Color Drain. I know a lot of people have decluttered theirs, but it's just so beautiful. I love it. I've actually seen people panning it, and loads of people have had massive dips in there, and I swear if I'd been able to wear my makeup as much as I used to in like the last 5 years, I would have so many dips in all of my eyeshadows. It'd be insane. And in here there are eyeshadows I haven't even used. I haven't used Queen Mother, I haven't used Noble Woman, I haven't used Royal Prerogative. How? So we're going to play about in here. And I love this Orange Empress. It's so pretty. So we're going to play about in there. I also pulled out this Ellie Girl Break Free palette that I heard about from Paulina's Beauty. She doesn't really make YouTube videos anymore, I don't think. She put a vlog up, which I kind of enjoyed watching, even though it was in Swedish. But I think she's just announced her 2nd pregnancy, so congratulations, Paulina. Not that she's watching, but she's living her happy life. And I do like to go back and watch her videos, and they give me such inspiration. But this is a palette that she picked up and inspired me to buy it. And I picked this out because of the lid shade selection. The colours, the shimmers in here, like this one is like a purple pink, this sort of shifts kind of blue, and it's just a really nice selection of sort of lid shades. Give myself a bit of choice, play about in things. I also pulled out a golden oldie. This battered up packaging of my Laura Mercier Artiste palette. And there she is. I have a pan in here, Vanilla Nuts, this matte brow bone shade almost has pan in it. We're close to hitting pan on the shade Truffle as well. It's just some really nice sort of neutral, cooler tones. I love using this espresso bean as a liner. I did think about panning this at one point. I don't know if I will ever go back to pan that palette, or if I might just do pan those palettes and just have like a selection of palettes that I'm working on. Not like hardcore working on, but just generally on the grand scheme of things working on, if that makes any sense. Like back burner project panning. We'll talk about it in another video. And lastly, I have the Masquerade palette. I also have a mini version of this. But I do want to get a lot more use out of these. Especially the Zulu shade was starting to like lift out of the pan. I do love the neutrals on this bottom row. Love them, love them, love them. When my Lorac Inner Corner highlight shade is done in this quad, like this would be the Giza would be a perfect replacement for it. I definitely want to try more of these colours, like the purples and the blues. I don't know so much about. I don't know. Well, this purple, yes. This purple, no. Blue-based purples, like blurples, not really my thing. So yeah, basically, like, this section, this 12 pan, awesome. The 4 at the top, give me some inspiration. Tell me how you would use them, because I already, like, it's the weirdest thing. I'm not a big fan of blues, but when I was going through my palette collection in that video, I just managed to convince myself so much that I love blue, and then I never wore any blue. So there you go. Those are the eyeshadow palettes I've picked out. Of course, I have my primer potion, and this is not my mascara. The Great Lash waterproof mascara. It's getting a bit dry. So I don't know if it's going to have much longer in it. It started flaking onto my cheeks. Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Cheese.
Right, you go be quiet. Go tidy.
Don't I call?
So that's for eye makeup. For face makeup, of course, I'm still working on the All About Base primer from Avon. Used a fair amount of it. I'm gonna have to go in and like scrape it round to an edge because it's getting kind of difficult to get stuff out. Concealer wise, still working on the eye bright from Revolution. Usually a couple of clicks and it'll last for a good few days because I don't use a lot of it. I just kind of press it on and use it that way. I don't really use a whole lot of it. Foundation, still using the decanted Studio Sculpt. I've actually hit a little bit of pan in there, which is really cool. So if I keep going with this, I might get it finished up by the end of April. Who knows? To set everything, still using the Matte Maker from Maybelline. I still haven't decided what to do about those powders. I might repress something in here. I might repress some loose powder in here, like one of my Ben Nyes or something, or some of my Avon pearls, or just, I don't know, guys. But I'm getting on fine with this matte powder. It's doing the job. It's doing what I need. I'm just kind of paring down this week and just having some go-to products. So I just got the one bronzer, the NYX matte bronzer. I didn't manage to get around to doing any repressing last week. I might do it this week, we'll see. So using that, saying I was paring down, I did think about having another blush, and I just want to share this with you because I thought it was so funny. I was like, oh, I might try this Love Story blush from Colourpop, because it was just sitting up beside my eyeshadow palettes for some reason. And then I compared it to the Pamplemousse, is this what it says? No, Amaretto blush, and they're basically the same. They're the same blush. What? I'm a massive blush hoarder. I really, really am, but I do think it might be about time that I go and do a massive comparison of my blushes and like cull them down. Like, do I really need all of them? Do I really need all of them? Am I going to use a load of them up? Who knows? Who knows? But for now, we're sticking with the Amaretto because it's reliable, it's predictable, it's what I'm wearing on my face right now. So we'll just carry on with it. We'll just carry on with it. And for highlight, we have the Cruel Gardenia still because I'm just determined to use this up this year, and it's actually kind of cracked a bit now. And yeah, we're still working on it. We're still working on it. It's still beautiful. I still enjoy how it looks. It's not doing anything funky. It was already lifting out the pan anyway. It got damaged in the move a little bit. But I think a child might have been involved in this casualty. So we're going to work our way through those. And I've still got these two Sang sprays out. This guy is literally on his last legs. I kind of thought I would finish it last week, but there's still like a go or two left in there. And then we'll move on to the Revolution Hyaluronic Fix one. And then that just leaves us with lip products. In terms of lip products, doing my makeup just now, I've really become very conscious of how thick lip products are, so I'm going for like quite sheer light colors. So I have the Beige Pop from, oh, I just dug my nail in that. I have the Beige Pop from Clinique. It's a bit melty because it's really hot in here. I'm not sure if this was the product I picked last week, but I like it, so we're going to go with it again. And then we have this one from Guerlain, in the shade 011 or 110. No, 11. It's in the shade 11, and it's more of like a cooler toned pink shade. So we're going to work on those two lip products, lipsticks, and then lip liners. I've pulled both the Rose and Spice from Estee Lauder, so I can alternate between those two. I would love to get these finished up by the end of the year, specifically. And then for glossy gloss products, of course, still working with this Revolution one, which you can actually kind of see where it's been. Hopefully you can, like it's down here. It's down to roughly where it's the end of Peptide. This is their High Shine lip gloss in the shade Cashmere, and I throw this on several times a day. So yeah, I only got this like at the end of last year, and it'll get used up this year, which is unheard of for me. For something to get used up within a year of purchasing it, that's just insane. I don't know if I'll keep out the ballet one. I might just pop that back. It just happens to still be in there. My other sort of pencil-y products that are in here. Oh, I forgot to mention my eyebrow pencil. Still working on the Mark one. So yeah, that is in there too. But while I was clearing up my desk, I did pop all of my other pencil-y products in there. I don't know if I'll keep all of these out or if I'll pop them away. It's another brow pencil from Avon, and for lip liners, this is Natural from Chanel. This is Hazelnut Tea from Laura Mercier. This is Linen from Dior, which is another one that I would like to get finished up today. So I'm finished up today. What am I on? Would like to get finished up this year, so we might actually keep this one out as well. Just add it into the mix. And then lastly, there is an Avon one in Mystery Mauve, which there's quite a bit of that left over. I think this is one that was actually in my project use up. I actually forgot to write down what products are in my makeup use up. It's terrible, it's terrible. So I will have to go back and do that. Write those products down, so I can actually do an update on it and tell you how I've gotten on with those things. That's how out of the makeup game I've been, really. Just so out of the loop. Out of my own loop even. And a piece of a van piece of a toy van. Tell me you have kids, so tell me you have kids, right? But yeah, I'm thinking of redoing my project planning journal and filming that process, and just kind of get back on track of it. If I go through the motions of it, then I will get back into it. And if I can get back into it, I can reignite my love for it. And that is what this little project is all about. Just learning to love the things I used to love again, and get some makeup usage in the process, use up products in the process, you know. And yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to my empties video at the end of April. There is so much in my empties bag already. I'm filming this on the 14th. There's so much in my makeup, so much in my empties bag already. So I'm looking forward to my empties at the end of the month, because there might be a whole chunk of makeup in it, depending on how I get on with these over the next couple of weeks. But yeah, I probably made this video a lot longer than it needed to be. I will try and keep them shorter in future, unless I come up with any more, oh crumbs. Unless I discover any more makeup doozies, like coming across absolute matchy match dupes without meaning to. Anyways, I'll catch you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.